Hi, how you doing? Welcome in. My name is Midnight. It's nice to meet you. You are here for your brow and lash appointment, correct? Okay, and do you know what you want to get done today? Okay. And have you had lashes before? Okay. And for your brows, we are just doing a tint and just cleaning them up. Okay. And did you want to do wax for that? Alright. So, since you've never done your actual lashes before, I have two options for you. These are kind of like my starter lashes for what I recommend. So, the first one is if you want just a full set. I have these. Now, I'll tell you that these are pretty long for someone who has not had any before. But if that's what you want, obviously I'm not going to tell you no. They are very lightweight, so they market these for the fact that they're very light. And then what I would actually suggest, I'll show you both out of the box in just a second, but what I would suggest is actually just doing these ones because I have the ability to place them myself in individual clusters. And when I do that, I can kind of make it whatever's best for you. If it starts feeling too heavy, we just do less. Great. So let me open these up and I'll give you a closer look. Okay, so I got those out of the box. So let me just pop this off. So the first ones, like I said, this is small clusters. And these are the ones that I would recommend because I can even cut them for your size. Yes, that's correct. Then these are the airy ones. And they are very light and wispy, but they're a little long if you've never had any type of lashes done before. I can cut them a little bit. It doesn't look great because they're tapered at the end, so I probably would recommend not doing that, but okay, so you're gonna go with the clusters. Okay, perfect. Put these away. Yes, we do sell sets like this at the front, so you could grab a pair on your way out and put some lash glue on one day and wear them around the house and pop them off, something like that. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take a look at your brows. Okay, brows are in really good shape. So we're gonna do your brows before we do your lashes. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay. Well, if you do, just feel free to stop me. So what we're gonna do before we do anything else is we're gonna get your brows cleaned up and prepped. Okay, I'm just gonna start with some spray to clean them. It's gonna cover your eyes a little bit. Okay, and then this side. Okay. Just gonna let that sit for a few minutes. And let the tools out. Gonna dab this with a little bit of this serum. Okay. That's correct, yeah. Alright, and I'm gonna do some dermaplaning as well during this visit. Is that okay? Alright, good. I'm just getting all of my tools together, sorry. I have a special brush I like to use for the brows. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean that off of the brow. Okay, how does that feel? Good? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just brush your brows, okay? Okay, and the side. Okay, I'm just gonna brush up. Start over here, actually. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. All right. Okay. Now I have this pencil, and what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go ahead and just draw some lines, and this is gonna help me line up your brows, okay? So I'm just gonna start. I think I'm gonna go over here first, actually. Do this. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start in the middle. Okay, then I'm gonna do it over here. Okay, and right here. Okay, got that. I'm just gonna brush these again. Okay, perfect. Okay. Gonna spray these again. Oh, and then before we actually get into it, I'm gonna add this hairband around your neck or around your hair. Okay. That okay? Just don't want any hair to get in your eyes. Okay. And then before we go any further, I'm just gonna add a little bit of this serum to your skin. This will help to prevent irritation while I'm doing the brow. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start with some dermaplaning before we actually get into the brow. Would you like the pink or the teal dermaplaning razor today? Okay. A little bit of water just to make it not as pulling and irritating to the skin. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and move to the other side of the table to get this brow right. I'm just going to continue. Okay, here we go. Move towards the center. I'm going to just adjust you back this way just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to just go right down the middle. more water. So this is a satin beauty pop, but what I do is I spray a little bit of the numbing agent on there, and then I'm just going to dab it onto you before I get started with the wax, okay? Okay, the skin around your brows is looking really good. A little moisturizer there for you. Alright, and now I'm just going to cut the brow a little bit. Not too much. I'm going to go ahead and brush this upward, okay? Okay, stay still. I'm going to start here. Okay. Yep. Okay. Then I'm just going to use these scissors to thin out the brow a bit. It's very thick. Okay, so. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my wax. So that numbing cream should be good. Do you feel anything there? Anything significant? No? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wax, okay? I'm gonna just tilt you up a little bit. Alright, you're doing great. So I'm gonna, looks like your brows really don't need a ton of wax, so I'm gonna probably do 2 or 3 strips on each brow just to clean up the tops and then just underneath. Okay, I use these blue wax strips. They're pre-waxed, okay? So just stay still, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. I'm just gonna push that down. Okay. Great. Okay, and then on the count of 3, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that off. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Feel okay? Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do that bottom bit. On the sides, just a little bit right there. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Add a little bit of that numbing agent again. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and brush that out and then go to the other side. And then when we're done, we'll do a little bit of plucking. Right, so back on this side, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the first wax strip over here, okay? Just going to place it. There we go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that looks really good. Perfect. You're doing amazing. All right, and then I'm going to do the last one, the bottom, okay? Okay, perfect. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, gonna spray. Okay, how are you feeling? Good? Alright, so I'm just gonna finish this up with some tweezers just to get a couple of the stubborn bits. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, ready? Okay, good. It's gonna go right down here. Perfect. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and get some pomade to dry the brow. Okay. Let's just go ahead and clean it up with a little bit of a brush. Sorry. Alright, I think we're really in good shape. Okay, so I have this pomade that is a dye. This one is in brunette. It's called brunette. So I'm going to just grab a brush. Very small brush at that. To apply this to your brow. We'll let it sit for a minute and then we'll remove it. Okay. Just start out. So you can see I have a little bit of that on my brush. Okay. And do you have any questions before I get started? Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in on the top here. Okay, then we're going to go in on this side. Yep, this side. Okay. So we're just going to give that a couple of minutes. And while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and just prep the items for your lashes, okay? Get the tape ready for underneath. I do have this bag of essential oil, and I always dab a little bit on the face after I do the brows. Do you have a particular essential oil that you like? So I do have a minty one. That might be a little bit, that might hurt a little bit because it won't feel so cold, but if you like it. I also have one called Fairy Garden. It's just a blend, if you like that. And then I have this one, which is one that has some patchouli, black licorice root in it. You like this one? Okay, use this one on you. Yeah, I have quite a few. That one's lavender there. That one's kind of like a cinnamon one. I don't really use that one on the brow. This is the orange one. And I got that. Okay. So go ahead and just going to get ready to remove. Okay. Just close your eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and spray. Okay. Just gonna wipe this off. All right. That's great. Okay. 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 Now I'm going to add that essential oil. Rub that in a bit, okay? Okay, and we are done your brow. I know I just dyed it, but I am going to add just a little bit of the e.l.f. brow lamination to it. I think this will look good because it'll hold those in place. Great, that's exactly what you want. Just to stay a little bit of gel, not too much. Hold it in place. Okay, you're doing great. Alright, so now last thing I'll do is just add a little tiny bit of powder to the area to cover up that redness. Okay. I'm not going to do too much here, alright? So just bear with me. Okay. A little bit more off the other side. Okay. Get ready. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we are done the brows. So we'll go ahead and move on to your lashes, okay? If you don't mind, I'm just gonna take a little look at your natural lashes with a little lash brush here, okay? So just bear with me. The bottom. they're super long, very good shape. So let me just get my tool together and we'll get started with your lashes. Okay, so for your brows, you did, for your lashes, you chose these by Poppy and Ivy. These are the individual knotted trios in medium. And I think we'll do probably 3 of these on each eye. If you want a little bit more thickness, we can add like another half of one. I can cut it, but I don't want to go too crazy since this is your first experience with brows. Okay, so I am going to start off by cleaning your brow. Add a little bit of brow soap. I'm sorry, Lash, I keep saying brow. And then a little bit of that water again. I'm going to try to close your eyes, obviously I'll shield them a little bit. Okay. Yes, that's correct, that's what I would do. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a little brush to clean these with. Okay, I think I'll do this one. I don't want it to be too much, so. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that off, okay? Doing great, doing great. Okay, now I'm just gonna apply the tape just underneath your eyes. This piece for this side. Okay. Okay, next I just need you to stay still and add some of this glue. Okay, I'm gonna hold your head just to keep it very still. Okay, hold your head on this side. Perfect. Okay, so I'm now going to go ahead and start applying your lashes, okay? Okay, we're just going to start with the top one. Okay, oh, that one's a little bit deformed. I don't like that one. We're going to get a different one. Okay, that's better. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick this just around there. So there we go. Yep, you're doing great. going to go to the next one.
I'm just going to brush this a bit.
Okay, I'm going to go to the next one. You're going to start to see them. You can probably see them when you look. Just a little bit hanging down on the over. That's what it's kind of like, lashes, and you just have to get used to them. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said we should go with something a little bit more minor this time. So you'll get used to it, and then we'll see what's crazy.
Okay, so we're just gonna
Yep.
I'm gonna just brush it out again.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and place the third one. All right, so here we go. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and brush that out again, okay? Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the other eye. So we're going to go ahead on this next one. Okay, just going to go ahead and pop this over here. Okay, perfect. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and pop this one on. Okay. Yep. Okay, let me take a look. Just blink a little bit. Alright. Does it feel pretty secure? Okay, perfect. I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of this finishing spray to just freshen it up. And then I'm going to just brush it out again. I think I'm going to use this lighter one. Okay. Yep. Okay. You are all done. Go ahead and sit up. Alright, and how are you feeling now? Good? Alright. Any other questions that you have? Okay, and you do have lash soap at home or shampoo? Okay, good. Yes. Alright, then I will meet you at the front for payment, okay? Take your time. Okay, I'll see you there in a second.